He took our diseases. Matthew 8:14 through 17 says, when Jesus entered Peter's house, he saw his mother-in-law lying sick with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her. And she rose and began to serve him. That evening, they brought to him many who were oppressed by demons, and he cast out the spirits with a word and healed all who were sick. This was to fulfill what was spoken by the prophet Isaiah. He took our illnesses and bore our diseases. The original prophecy says, surely he has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. Yet we esteemed him stricken, smitten by God, and afflicted. But he was pierced for our transgressions. He was crushed for our iniquities. Upon him was the chastisement that brought us peace. And with his wounds we are healed. Isaiah 53:4-5. Isaiah's prophecy seems to target spiritual healing. And yet Matthew cites it in the context of physical disease and release from demon possession. He took our illnesses and bore our diseases. Is Matthew ignoring the original context and assigning an entirely new meaning foreign to Isaiah's words? Not so fast. First, there is a connection between sin and suffering. Illness, physical misery, and death are consequences of sin's destructive power. And while we do not wish to oversimplify that distinction in the manner of the disciples who asked Jesus in John 9:2, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he should be born blind, we take note that if sin had not entered the world and dominated our existence, suffering and death as we know it would not exist. So there is a correlation. The sharp dichotomy that we sometimes draw between physical illness and spiritual illness may be more apparent than real. In the case of demon possession in particular, it seems that we have a sort of time-lapse photography of Satan's destructive power in our lives. Sin devastates people, and the demon episodes give us fast-forward snapshots of what usually occurs over a longer period of time in slow motion, a train wreck in slow motion. Jesus came to destroy the works of the devil, 1 John 3:8. Peter says he went about doing good and healing all who were oppressed by the devil, for God was with him, Acts 10:38. So Jesus' redemptive work began before he died on the cross. But his crucifixion is the pinnacle of that work. Part of curing us is healing all that is wrong with us. Jesus came not only to redeem us, but to transform us, to repair what is broken in us. And so his miracles are illustrations of the power of the kingdom, healing physical suffering, prefigures the greater work of healing the spiritual wounds that we have suffered. So Jesus enters the picture of first century Palestine, and amazing things begin to happen. The blind see, the deaf hear, the lame walk. A demoniac is freed from the hostile takeover of his faculties by a legion of evil spirits, so that now he is clothed and in his right mind. All of this epitomizes and illustrates what Jesus is wanting to do with each one of us. He wants to heal us so that we can function at full capacity again, in keeping with the purpose for which God designed it. If we stand back and look at the bigger picture, we will see it with 20/20 vision. We are all sick. We are all dying. We are all victims of Satan's carnage. And Jesus came to take away our illnesses and to bear our diseases so that we might be whole again. He came to help people who are broken and to make them well and to give them the opportunity to live forever. I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. John 10:10. What has he done for you? What can he do for you? As we reflect on the Lord's Supper this morning, let us see Jesus as our Savior and our great physician, the one whose intervention in our lives is a surgical masterpiece.